Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a quick video on this Ross M1910 rifle, Canadian weapon going into World War I. This video is mainly going to focus on the rear sights because there isn't enough info out on the web, I find. I looked around for a long time and I was able to come across some information, but it was buried deeply away. So I figured I'd just do a quick video so it would be out there. So this rifle is of course chambered in .303, and that is the round. It is a straight pull action. It's super smooth. That bolt is actually case hardened, kind of worn now because it's over 100 years old, but it's a pretty neat rifle. So anyway, what we have here is the rear sight assembly, and this was one of the first rifles to really have the rear sight set back on the receiver bridge like this. Think about the other rifles at the time. How many had rear sights back like this? There was the P14 and P17, which came a bit later than this rifle. Not really much had a rear sight back like this. So it was really taking a lot of target rifle type characteristics and applying it to a full-length rifle or a military rifle, which this rifle arguably is more of a target rifle than a military rifle. But as you can see, it's got a 30.25 inch barrel, which is incredibly long, and especially with the rear sights back here, that gives you a very long rear sight radius. But and especially compared to the other rifles of the era, how many other rifles had a rear sight or had a sight radius this long, right? So we'll just take a quick look at the sight here. So we get it to focus. So as you can see, you have an aperture, full aperture at the bottom, and then you have a battle sight on top, which is like an aperture, but it's just slightly open. So, and when you flip it down, you have another battle sight right there. So when it's flipped down, this battle sight right here, it's actually a peep sight. It just has a top. It's open to let more light in, but you're actually supposed to use it like a peep sight. See, the thing was, a lot of troops at the time weren't even given adequate information about these rifles, and they didn't know that you're supposed to use this as a peep sight. They thought that you were supposed to line it up like a notch sight, right? But when you use these sights, they line up like a peep sight. Like, it just centers and it feels, they're really good sights. So anyway, this is set for 600 yards and it's not adjustable, the battle sight here. When you want to do your fine shooting, you flip it up. So you see there's another open peep sight up top, and that one's set for 1,000 yards when the sight is set for 0. So the aperture right here will be set for 0, and then the top one is going to be for 1,000 yards. And you can tell that little knife, it's called a knife edge mark, and that's going to tell you what you're set at for yards, sorry. And it goes all the way up to 1,200, although I don't think you can screw it all the way up to 1,200. I think 11's as far as you can go. And then so with your battle sight, you basically just have to add 1,000 yards to whatever setting the knife hands at, or the knife edge is at, sorry. And then you're also able to adjust the windage on the rear peep right down here, the aperture, which is really nice for accurate shooting, via a dial on the front here. Let's see if you see this dial right there. Yeah, so that will be able to adjust you left or right. And then you also have another set of measurements on the side of the leaf here. See if we can get it to focus. And if you can make it out, it goes from 0 to 9, and these are in minutes of elevation. Each hash mark is about 2 minutes of elevation, I believe. And it's just another way to measure, and there's a little notch right there, and that will be able to let you measure in minutes of elevation. So it's quite a great sight because it's just so adjustable. It's like, especially compared to, again, a lot of military sights at the time. You have a nice long sight radius. This peep is really accurate. This allows you to shoot from far away, and then I think the whole idea behind it was you'd begin shooting when they're at 1,000, and then once they advance to 600, you just flip it down and you'd shoot, and then yeah, you could flip it up to there, and you would have a great peep sight, which I'm not going to be able to get it on camera, but there it is. And yeah, so these rifles, of course, they weren't without their problems. They're by all means not horrible rifles. They get a lot worse rep than they deserve, but they definitely did have a few issues. Not entirely due to their own design flaws, but due to ammo and other things like that. Although their design wasn't conducive to, you know, dealing with all that crappy ammo. But they were very accurate rifles. The barrels are very long and very heavy. As you can see, it's a heavy walled barrel all the way down, so it's not a light rifle. But they made great sniping rifles, and you do any research on this rifle and you'll hear that it was made into a sniper rifle. It was kept by snipers after it was taken out of frontline service. So yeah, it's a really awesome rifle. It's a really slick action. Holds 6 rounds, but you have to close it on the 6th round because it's just a single stack magazine that you have to just top load. But you do have a nice charging guide there for your stripper clips, although they're a little bit offset, so the dial of the sight, I don't know if that shows up on camera there, but if you see the sight there is flat, and then you can see it's slightly offset to allow the charging. But yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video giving a little more information on the sights, because I was looking at them and they're pretty unique, and there's a lot going on them. So it's just good to have a good understanding of how to actually use them. It might help. But I think I'll probably use the rear peep sight right there a lot, because that's a really accurate way to measure. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. I'm not an expert by any means, but I just wanted to pass along that knowledge I had about the rear sight. Okay guys, take it easy, get out to the range.